everyone, welcome to another review, and I know it's been a little bit since I posted a movie review, but I've had a lot going on, but I've seen a lot of movies in the past few days, so here's a lot of movie reviews coming right at you. And the first review is for the movie Spy. Yes, this movie Spy stars Melissa McCarthy, Jason Statham, Rose Byrne, Jude Law, Alison, Janney, and Bobby Cannavale, and this is the new movie written and directed by Feig. Yes, the guy who gave us The Heat and Bridesmaids. Two very, very funny movies, and yeah, I was really looking forward to this movie. Him and Melissa McCarthy are back, and this movie looked really funny. And was this movie funny? I'll get to that. The story of this movie first. The story of this movie is about Melissa McCarthy. She plays the CIA analyst, and she works with a fellow spy, played by Jude Law. Well, when something happens to Jude Law, Melissa McCarthy actually has to become a real-life spy to catch these terrorist people who are after these nuclear weapons, and she has to go undercover as a spy. And while on her team, she's got her nerdy friend, she's got Alison Janney, who's her boss, she's got Jason Statham, who's this spy she really doesn't need him, but he just keeps showing up anyways. And you got Rose Byrne as a villain. She's an arms dealer's daughter who's always very pretentious and kind of snobby, but she's very funny. And you got Bobby Cannavale as another fellow arms dealer. And yeah, all these big stars clash in this big spy action comedy movie, and it was great. Yes, this movie was really, really, really good. I enjoyed the movie Spy. I was a little skeptic because Melissa McCarthy was in this movie, and yeah, lately Melissa McCarthy hasn't been doing very good. She's done movies like Tammy and Identity Thief, and they weren't really good movies. But every time she teams up with Feig, she does like movies like Bridesmaids and The Heat, and those are very, very funny roles. And yes, she was hilarious in this movie. Hilarious. I'm going to say she was as funny as she was in Bridesmaids, because I think Bridesmaids is a funnier movie than this, but this movie comes close to Bridesmaids. It really does. It's funnier than The Heat, and it's way better than The Heat, but it's not as good as Bridesmaids. But yeah, this movie shines because of its cast, and its comedy, and its action. This is actually a pretty good action movie, too. I didn't expect this movie to be like a bloody action movie, and it's pretty violent, too, and it was kind of awesome, actually. And like I said, Melissa McCarthy was great. She was a great lead role. She was very funny. She was very charming, very likable, and some of her jokes were just spot on. You're like, awesome. The first act of the first half of this movie, Melissa McCarthy isn't all that funny. She's kind of like quirky, but she's not very funny. But then the last half of this movie, she is hilarious. The way she constantly like insults Rose Byrne, and constantly insults just random people, and she tries to act like a badass. It is hilarious. That is when Melissa McCarthy just shines in this movie. But yeah, other people were funny in this movie too. Like Rose Byrne, as this villain character, she was very funny too. And it doesn't surprise me because Rose Byrne has been really funny lately. Like last year with Neighbors, she was hilarious. And now with this movie, she's getting to be a very funny actress, and I really liked her in this movie. Alison Janney was also very funny. I love her constant insults to Melissa McCarthy. I love how she always gives Melissa McCarthy all these weird identities, like these weird secret identities. Always like some old lady or some fat chick or some geek. It's kind of funny. And yes, one of the people who stole this movie is Jason Statham. Jason Statham was awesome in this movie. I'm not a big Jason Statham fan. I really am. I'm not a big fan of the guy. I like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I like The Bank Job. I like Snatch. I even enjoyed the first Transporter movie. But I'm not a big fan of Jason Statham. He always acts kind of like the same in all his movies. He doesn't really have much depth to him, and I always wanted Jason Statham to do something different. And look at that. He gave me something different. He actually tries to be funny in a movie for once, and he was really funny in this movie. He was hilarious. He was almost like a satire of himself, which was awesome. And like the constant monologues Jason Statham makes in this movie are freaking hysterical. I won't spoil any of the monologues he gives, but they're so freaking funny. And oh my god, Jason Statham is hilarious in this movie. Who the hell knew he could be funny? He should start doing more comedies or more like, I don't know, something different other than just action movies or just thrillers. Yeah, like I said, he should do more comedies because he's very funny in this movie, and I enjoy Jason Statham. He was one of the funniest characters in this movie. He was so good. There's some cameos in this movie I won't spoil. Some of them are very funny too. And like I said, this movie is just a very funny movie. That's all I wanted from this movie, Spy. I just wanted to laugh and have a lot of fun watching it, and that is what I did. Like, the only thing I was worried about is like Melissa McCarthy. She's gonna be bad in this movie, like she was in Tammy and she was wasn't Tammy in Identity Thief, but she was a lot of fun. Anytime Melissa McCarthy and Paul Feig team up together, they make something awesome. They make something just hysterical. And that's what this movie was. And honestly, that's all I can say about it. If you want to go see a movie that has a lot of good action, a lot of good comedy, a lot of good cast members all acting their asses off and giving hilarious jokes, this is the movie for you, because Spy is a hell of a good time. I had a lot of fun watching this movie. I will definitely buy the Blu-ray when this movie comes out, because this movie was awesome. Did I have any problems with it? A little minor. This movie is a little long. It's like about 2 hours and 5 minutes long, and it probably shouldn't have been. They could have cut some stuff out, maybe in the first act of the movie. But maybe that's it. Other than that, I didn't have much problems with this movie. The comedy was good, the action was good, the actors were all good, the writing was solid, the direction was solid. Paul Feig, once again, just knocked it out of the park. Not as good as Bridesmaids, but better than The Heat. And yeah, and they're both funny movies, by the way. I don't hate The Heat, I don't hate Bridesmaids. Bridesmaids is just a fantastic comedy. This is just a really good action comedy, and I just had a blast with this movie. I just loved it. It was so good. So good, so good. I know, I'm being a little over the top now. Yeah. I'll definitely recommend the movie Spy. It was good. Melissa McCarthy was good. All of them were good. And yeah, if you're a fan of Paul Feig, you'll definitely be a fan of this movie. So yeah, scale 1 to 10, I'll give this movie an 8.3 out of 10. Really good movie. Check it out if you love action comedies. So yeah, out of Bridesmaids, The Heat, and Spy, which one is your favorite out of those three? Comment below, let me know. I like Bridesmaids just a little bit more than Spy, but Spy is the second, and then Heat comes in third. But yeah, what is your favorite comedy out of those three? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.